Now we are walking on College Street today, everybody. Give the bike a little bit of a rest. I had an appointment on College Street. Decided to pull out the body cam and start walking randomly around. So I'm heading west on College. If you're joining the first time, I do walking, trying to get the keys off my belt because I'm making too much noise. I do walking and biking videos in Toronto. Today we're on College. We're going to head south, I think. We're going to head south on Bathurst. This will be Bathurst. Perfect. All right. I quite enjoy the bike rides because you can always chase the streetcars. To my left is a bar called Sneaky D's. I used to photograph a lot of bands here. And back in the old days, interesting houses. This one is for sale. The shingles on that are really worn out to the top. It's a great location. We're damn smack downtown. Downtown. I think I'll head to Dundas Street. Check those out. I think I'll head to Dundas Street and then see what happens there. It's a pretty hot day today in the sun. Temperature said it's about 23, 24 degrees Celsius, but pretty hot in the sun. This guy's got the right idea. He must be new across the street. This guy's got the right idea. Just, yeah, if you're in the shade, you're not that hot. Very stylish biker in the city. Very stylish. This truck just begs to be graffitied here, doesn't it? Sure, it does. I'm not advocating the graffiti, but I'm just saying it feels like it should. See, when they build the new areas, pretty nice Mercedes, that black one. It just doesn't have the same charm as the, you know, it's cleaner, but they make them all identical, right? The old stores, they all are interesting for photography because they all have their own character and they all look different. But the new units, they are identical. They have the same awning, same logos. Because when it comes to design, look at this wall here. Because when it comes to design, when you have everything symmetry and likeness and, you know, colors matching and all that, makes it interesting and clean. It looks good for your portfolio. But for photography wise, for character wise, it doesn't look good. Let's check out this church. And then I gotta remember that there's a bunch of alleyways on that side that definitely a good bike place. The light is not, you know what, let's go through the side street. I've been to side street before, but let's just go here and see if we can join up it somewhere else. Today is about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and oh, there's that alley cat laneway across the street. I have a video on that. Check it out if you want to see it. It's pretty good. It's an early morning walk there, and it's a pretty good one. It's one of the first alleyways I started walking on. It's nice. Today, let's see if we can walk and make a loop. This is a major Toronto hospital here. And this is super off-roader. Are these good for off-road? I heard they're not really good for off-roading and they're not very reliable, but who knows? Oh, look at that church. These side streets are really interesting. Pretty cool, huh? They're digging the street. You can hear the growling. Big hospital. Okay. If you live this close to the hospital, you're like, I guess your life expectancy is a lot higher if you have a stroke or a heart attack, right? Oh, there's another alleyway here. I didn't walk through that one, did I? Maybe. It's good to compile a map of all the alleyways. So if you're trying to bike from one spot to the other, you could just use the alleyways and kind of sneak around the city. These are interesting houses. They all have huge amounts of parking in front. That's interesting. They really set back. Probably don't have in the backyard in the back, right? Who knows? They look pretty big too. They have incredible amount of parking in the front. You know, if it snows heavy, these guys are gonna have fun time. You're out, snows a lot. Do a look back. And the hospital. All right, here we go. Here we go. No dumping, he says. Oh, so we're entering the Baldwin area, I guess. Not Baldwin, but Kensington Palace. Kensington Market. Well, it's actually, I thought it'd be warmer than this, but it's not. It's pretty good weather. Look, we got the birds and everything. That's building something there.
Where is this place?
Wow. She's got some takeout soup or something. That's a pretty cool setup. Rental place. Ah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So we're walking on College. We're in South of Bathurst. And we're back on. I wonder what street it is. I never remember the name of the streets very well, but we'll find out. All right, Nassau Street, yeah, that's right. So this is Kensington Market that I've biked and walked many times, different times. I find street photography and street walking, every time you walk there, things look different. You got your tourist shop. And a lot more people out here today. Hanging out, and it's a bake shop. There's a bake shop and I read it as bike shop. It's always interesting. Whatever you have in mind, you read whatever you want to read. I said gluten-free bike shop, what is that? Then I realized, hey, maybe it's a bake shop. By the way. We're doing alleyway photography too. I think these alleyways are the most touristic part of Toronto. All right.
I think it's here.
All right. All right. I always want to know what's the difference between, I guess, which way you go. If you're walking your bike on the street, it occupies as much space as if you are riding it. I guess, but if you don't know how to ride it, then you're gonna hit people and stuff, I guess. I was walking with my friend Anna in Yorkville, and I rode with my bike there, and I was carrying the bike, walking with her on the street, on sidewalks. I found it really difficult to walk with a bike because you really occupy a lot of sidewalk space, and if your bike's too close to you, you gotta constantly hit yourself with a pedal. And if the bike is, you gotta make sure you don't hit other people. Oh, nice bike. It's all decked in orange. And a nice skater too. We're not gonna miss the skaters. We're gonna be equal. We're gonna like skaters and bikers equally. Here's the bike shop here. There used to be a bunch of lineup before on it, but no lineup today. Coin laundry, oh. All right, so this is it. We are back on College Street. So we did a little tight loop. Everybody's on patios having a best time of their life. And I'm not on, let's do a look back here. Oh, are they gonna tear this down? I think so. Do a look back on the street. Backlit. Not a fan of backlit across the street lighting because you can't see much. I usually do my films in the evening. I don't know, I like the evening light better. So here we are, College Street, College and Augusta Avenue in Toronto. We're doing a little bit of a walk. Check this out, Sam's Food Store. Oh, that's an interesting painting up there. Street mural, whatever you want to call it. I think it's going to be an ad, but maybe the rest of it is missing still. How long have you been recording? 15 minutes, wow. You sure can go a lot farther distance when you're walking. We'll end our walk at the Spadina, I guess next stop. Stay with me, stay with me. Look at that, that's a cool bike too. Wow, it's getting hot, and I'm wearing a short sleeve. Usually I wear long sleeves to avoid the sun, but today I'm short sleeving it. What are these guys looking for? Comics, 50-cent comics. I never got into comics. The only comic book I got into was Tintin. The French comic Tintin or Tintin. And that's about it. This is Spadina. This is College. We're going to cross the street. I just saw a kind of a cool looking Volkswagen, so we decided to randomly check it out. This pizza place. I've ridden by this area many times, but I've never got into these side streets with a bike. Look at that. That's pretty nicely set up. Bug. Let's take a picture of it this way. Beautiful. It's kind of the original ones are so much smaller, feels like, but still pretty decently. Look at this one. It's pretty cool, pretty cool, pretty cool. There's a cute church across the street too. Wow. I'm not much of a church-going person, but some of these churches are small and some are really big. I wonder why that is. So this guy is specializes in Volkswagens. All right, back on the walk. I do like this black one. It's kind of, they were interesting cars because one thing, they were really small and they were rear engine, and the engines were small and there was air-cooled engine. So didn't need a radiator fluid, all that kind of stuff. So it made it much lighter. And because the engine was in the back and it was rear-wheel drive, it was one of the earliest cars to be back engine, and it provided a lot of weight on the back wheels, so you could drive in the snow and mud, and it made it a very off-road type vehicle. Now, I don't mean you went over big obstacles, but if you were on an uphill and was muddy or it was icy, you had a better chance of using one of those because all the weight was in the back wheels and the drive wheels than say an American car, which the engine was a V8 in the front and the back wheel were spinning because there were hardly any weight on it. So, and also, it used little gas, and it looked completely different. The Germans in the World War II, when they decided to make this car, their idea was to make it so that it was a socialist view of vehicles, so everybody could have a car. Back then, that's what they built this car. They figured, everybody in Germany would have a car and they'd be more advanced than anybody else, because back in the, say, 30s, hardly anybody had a car. You had to be super wealthy, and these guys made these cars cheap, reliable, so everybody had a car. But now, because of the nostalgia, when they make the new version of it, it's just not. It just looks like a big car that is shaped like that, and it really looks cheesy. That looks cheesy, and also the Austin Mini versions, they all look cheesy too because they look like a shrunken SUV. Same with the Fiat. Anything that they do retro, hardly ever works out good. Sometimes, but not most of the time. Kind of looks cheesy. Anyway, we're at College in Spadina, and I'm going to end the ride here. Thanks for joining me for this walk and all the comments and views. Appreciate it. We'll get back on the bike soon, maybe later today. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.